With that, please welcome up Natalia from Kitea Health.
Please welcome to the stage Natalia Lopez from Kitea Health.
Imagine you have been diagnosed with a chronic condition that affects your heart or your brain. You know you will experience symptoms that indicate something is wrong. You don't know when these symptoms will show, and when they do, you're not sure they're actually related to your condition. Your doctor says, come see us if you experience symptoms, and if you don't, come see us every, 6 months, as if your chronic condition is on a schedule. This is what reactive care looks like. We at Kitea Health believe that in this day and age, there is a better way. We develop products that monitor physiology directly at the source of the problem from wherever you want to be. I want to highlight one way we can do that, and that is by the remote physiological monitoring of pressure within the human body. Why pressure? Well, it is a critical health indicator. We know many chronic diseases are characterized by increased pressure, but most importantly, we know measurement of pressure is key to manage a chronic illness. One such chronic illness, hydrocephalus. Roughly 1 million people in the US suffer from this condition. It is characterized by a buildup of too much fluid in the surrounding areas of the brain. It occurs predominantly in children and is lifelong. There is no cure. Current treatment involves placement of a tube into the brain, known as a shunt, and this shunt will drain out the excess fluid. This is a life-saving device, but it has one of the highest failure rates of any medical device. 50% will fail in the first 2 years and up to 90% within 4 years. These tubes, they clog, they block up. So now, imagine your child has been diagnosed with hydrocephalus and a shunt inserted. And the doctor says to you, watch out for symptoms because these are an indicator that the shunt is blocking, it's failing. These symptoms, headache, irritability, nausea, maybe some vomiting. I don't know how many of you have experience with young children. I have a toddler. These symptoms are practically a weekly occurrence, especially since you joined daycare. So, these parents acting on symptoms will show up at A&E with a suspected shunt failure. The child will be admitted into hospital for observation and extensive imaging. 2/3 of the time, it is a false alarm. 2/3 of the time, the shunt is not blocking. As you can imagine, this leads to unnecessary healthcare costs, but also anxiety for these patients and their families. There is a clear unmet clinical need to monitor pressure within the brain of patients with this condition. So, what's the solution? Well, we have developed the Kitea system. It is a technology platform that includes an implantable pressure sensor. The idea being that this sensor is placed into the brain at the same time as the shunt. It is small, roughly the size of 2 grains of rice. No battery. It is wirelessly energized by the wand, and the wand simultaneously receives data, pressure data, from the sensor. This information is made available on a mobile app and then onto electronic health records. The concept being is to shift management of a chronic condition to the home or from wherever you want to be. Show up if you need to. This level of insight has not been possible until now. It is truly a breakthrough in how patients with a chronic condition can be managed. Our team has been working together for some time now. There has been 7 years of R&D focus by the Implantable Devices Group at the Auckland Bioengineering Institute. We have a diverse skill set in medical devices, ranging from design, manufacturability, governance, and regulatory. Collectively, we have experience with 3 life science companies that have had successful exits. And we continue to grow our KOLs with support from local neurosurgeons and neurosurgeons worldwide. The total addressable market for hydrocephalus is $2 billion. And when one considers other applications that could benefit from pressure monitoring, such as heart failure, the market is substantially larger at $9 billion. These 2 pressure markets are readily accessible with Kitea's current system. But when one considers Kitea's technology platform of wireless power, wireless communication, and implantables, well, that opens the door up to the microimplants market, and that sits north of $30 billion. We have had substantial grant funding to date. This funding has been used to do extensive de-risking of the technology. We have a fully functioning system. Our animal trials have already shown the device is safe for implantation, and our upcoming animal trials will utilize a fully functioning sensor that has already been designed for manufacturability and scaling. These studies will further prove safety and show efficacy, and we've already had a lot of feedback from the FDA. We are seeking $6 million New Zealand dollars in investment to take us to our first in-human clinical trial in New Zealand in 2024. We have a signed term sheet with a lead investor who's looking to cover half the round. Join us in ushering in proactive care. We are Kitea Health. Thank you.